So an absolutely classic winter morning in East Yorkshire. Hello YouTube, see if we can find something to make a vlog on. One of the bad things about English winters, can you see how all my paving's gone green? It's just so wet, so that all has to be cleaned. But interestingly, you might just be able to see can you see there's a few patches down here? And it's a chemical I got, just a little trial pack to see if it would work. And it definitely helps keep the slime at bay. So I may have to invest in a big can of it. But when it's nasty here, I mean, who would want to ride a motorbike in this? It's horrible. It's not as cold as it's been. That is saying just under 5.5 degrees. It's hard to get back in the relative comfort of the garage. Silver Fox Travels was saying about he has a cast garage, and he says he has awful trouble with condensation. My garage, I've double glazed the windows. I put in it's a housing standard, and it's got 6 locking points on the door. To the same standard as the rest of the house. It's quite expensive, but it's been a really good buy because it's helped keep the garage so much drier than that old wooden door did. I'll have to get my sweeping brush out, because as one thing this garage does do is it grows the most enormous cobwebs. I've put, well, there are tech mats at this side and one of Judy's old mats at that side, just to stand the bikes on. It just sort of gives them a barrier from the concrete. And I do move the bikes around regularly so that they don't sit on the same piece of tyre all the time. See the little monkey bike sat there, and its alarm, and I'm not touching it, but because it's on an Optimate, it's just using a tiny amount of power, and then it's putting the power back through the Optimate. So I always think that that's not a bad thing. Even if you leave it off the charger, it'll you know, leave it for a week with the alarm on, it'll still start. It's a really good little bike. But one of the reasons why I didn't put heated grips on it, just doing the edit and realised I didn't answer that question. So with the aid of my assistant here, who is looking out the window, hello Days. Yeah, the reason I didn't put heated grips on the monkey bike was because I thought that there was no like spare where I could put a solenoid, you know, so that I could wire in the heated grips safely. And I did sort of think, well, it is only a summer bike. I don't use it a tremendous amount in winter. So I'd rather keep me nice Honda Monkey grips than put heated on it. So I just decided on the grounds of I didn't think the wiring and the power generation for the electrical side was strong enough. If you look at the CL5, she's got the Honda heated grips, and she also has this, where's it gone? There we go. There's a connection there for the case jacket, and then on top of that, this Optimate fitting, I have a device which you know, you can reverse the flow, as it were. See if I can find it. So this is the item. Okay, it's got the same fitting, as you can see, as the Optimate, and that's one of those 3.5. So I can actually use that as a power supply for the bike. And just plugs into here. Exactly the same fitting as this plug. And then I can run a power lead up to that bag. And it gives me the ability to charge on bike, which is one more thing. And then what I do is, because I don't have it with me all the time, I leave it in my little bag. It's one less thing to think about when I'm going out on a ride, but I don't leave that on the bike all the time. Just don't do it. I have been a lot more settled with the CL500 than any of the bikes I've had since my Pulse 250. I really like my Pulse 250, and the moment I sold it, I realised, I know I keep going on about this, but I know the moment I sold it, I realised that I'd made a really bad mistake, because by that point I was already beginning to have problems. I didn't realise the ease with which I used it, and I can remember riding around on it and thinking, this is just about the perfect bike. The only thing I criticise it for is it's a bit frail, a bit brittle, and it could do with a bigger engine. And I've now realised that the 500 is not only a good replacement for the two big bikes I had, but it's taken the place of my 250. And I enjoy riding it every bit as much as I enjoyed riding that Pulse, but it's Honda quality. So I've sort of, my thinking now is, well, we've moved on and we've gotten the right bikes. And the bikes I now have in the garage, they're absolutely perfect. I've never felt so happy. Whenever I've swapped previously, I've always had this, like, I've been okay for a couple of weeks, you know, getting over the new bike thing. But then the old anxieties have started coming back. It's too heavy, I'm struggling with it, I don't seem to be able to ride it very well. And lesson learned is, now I've got these two, don't be so quick to swap. I heard somebody saying the other day, it was Coast Rider Scotland, he was saying the other day, he can't afford to run two bikes. And like me, he has another interest. I have my my Golf 8.5 match edition, which is, I don't show it on the channel because it's just something that I know most people won't be interested in, so I don't bother with it. But I get a lot of pleasure from using it. And on the days when I can't use the bikes, I've got that. So it's like two nice little interests. And then on the days when I do get to use the bikes, it's like, it's nice because I can choose. And I've never really think about I own two bikes. I always say I own 1.5 bikes. I know it sounds daft. But the little Monkey bike, quite honestly, is it's not a burden. It costs so little to own this bike, and it's been an absolutely massive success from day one. And I've never once seriously considered parting with it. I mean, I looked at that GB350S and I thought, nah, this has got way more character. It's way more fun. And the GB350S is actually a bit like my Pulse 250. It's a lovely looking bike, but it's lacking in that, look, if you're gonna have a small power bike, 9 horsepower, and then for everything else, I've got this lad who's, you know, what is he, 46, 47 horsepower, and it's enough. It's more than enough. So, and then the cost of this, I think it's £28 a year road tax. It's gone up. The insurance for it this year was £91. I think it's gone up £4. This one, I can't tell you how much it is because I can't. It's £84 the road tax, and the insurance policy on it is 200 and something, I think. I might be wrong about that. I might be mixing that up with the Volkswagen. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But needless to say, you don't really notice the outlay. And then the other thing I was looking at, you know, it's like servicing intervals are easy, because it's so you can get at it. You know, oil filters are easily accessible. I've actually seriously thinking, because this will probably go to Miles's for its next service, and then after that, by the end of that year, it'll be coming out of warranty. So I'll pay for the service for this for next year, but then like that one, I'm going to start doing it myself again. That's what I did in the past, and when I get stuck, I've got loads of friends I can ask who'll help me with it, and so it'll save me money. And as I say, watching Coast Rider Scotland, I like Bruce's channel. I like the way he does things. I like the Willis GPS, that's very interesting. And I like his Army Enfield, which he made himself. He had an Enfield, the same colour as Silver Fox Travels. And if you go on, I recommend his channel highly. It's very interesting. You go on his channel and it shows him, he rattle-canned sprayed it green, and he made a lovely job of it. And also, I don't know if Bruce is ex-forces, but he understands. When he did it, I think the way he did it, the rattle-can finish, is correct. I mean, when I first watched him spraying it, he had a few issues when he sprayed the transfers, the Desert Rat transfer. When he took it off, he had a little run. But then he went back with a paintbrush and corrected it. But when you look at the finish of it, it reminds me of the quarter-ton Land Rovers that the Royal Air Force Police used to use. They're all hand-painted. Used to sit on the petrol tanks, you know, smoking a fag. So much for health and safety. The first thing you noticed when you got in those quarter-tonners was smell of petrol. So instinctively, like a fag. How the hell we never blow ourselves up, I'll never know. But I think it was, you know, 19, what was that? 77, 78, different world, wasn't it? But no, I'm very, very settled with both the bikes, and I'm really enjoying it now, really enjoying it. I have to be honest with you, last year, I got to a point with the NT and I thought, oh, do you know, I've had enough. I'll get rid of it and I'll just keep the Monkey bike just in case. And thankfully, saw a review somewhere of a CL500. I've been looking at an Enfield 350 and the Signals edition, and but I saw the review for the CL, and I'm gonna do with the CL what I did with the Pulse. I'm gonna keep adding bits to both of them. I'm seriously thinking the next time I do it of going for more, well, the country lane tyre, do you know, like a town and country type tyre, maybe 60-40. I want it to look like it's a proper scrambler. And the other thing I've been looking at is some, I can't remember if they're SW Motec or Puge, but they're right. Let's try that again, because I didn't realise which way the camera was pointing. I'm going to get some crash bars, and they fit on the frame just like a D. So, you know, go full scrambler. And I did consider taking the inner small mudguard off, but in actual fact it's got the can you see it's got that pyramid extender on it, and it keeps the bike, it saves the bike from a lot of splatter. So I'm going to leave it alone. It's how Honda designed it, so let's, you know, leave well alone. Yeah. Same as the bag. I like the look. I love the canvas bag. And I've got somewhere here. Yeah, it's there. Buried under all my camping gear. There we go. Look. I've got my Oxford 50-litre bag there, which will go across the back. And Honda say not to put anything on here, but that heat shield never gets hot. And I reckon if I just put something else on there, if I can get a little square of, you know, like oven glove, you know, like asbestos type oven glove, and lay that under the bag, I think that will definitely make certainty that I don't melt the bottom of my bag. Or alternatively, I suppose what I could do is I could see if I can make something to fit on there, like a flat bar that just holds the bag off. That might be a nice little job. I have to have a talk to Richard, he likes doing things like that. But yeah, all in all, yeah, I'm having a real nice time. Loving the new suspension. Absolutely made up to bits with this. I mean, it's fantastic. I think it looks the part. It really suits the bike. I'm really glad. I nearly gave in. And bought Hagen's, but they would have been black. And I didn't want to go down that road. I wanted to leave it yellow. So I'm pleased that I took the, just decided to go for it and wait until I found the right ones. And for the chap who said, I've got my gremlin bell in the wrong place, that one's gone on there. And where's the other one? Oh, he's there somewhere. There you are. So they're now in the right place, under the bike. And you'll notice the one on Woody is nice and shiny, and the one on Mavis is not quite so shiny. Anyway, it is very difficult to make a vlog on a wet, cold day on the, 28th of January 2025. And I hope this little garage chat has occupied you all for a minute or two. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Oh.
There goes Graham on the mighty CL.